Hello everyone, it's Nat here from Neurodivergent Nat & Co. Today I wanted to chat about something that I have discovered, and I've realised that I actually used to do it when I was a child. I just didn't really know what it was called. So stay tuned and we'll talk all things mindful doodling. So what is mindful doodling? Well, I guess let's break it down. Like, what is doodling? So if you've ever picked up a pen or a pencil and you've just kind of like scribbled and done things on the paper while you've been like, chatting on the phone or listening to a lecture, that is essentially doodling. So I've come across this term moodling, and I thought, in my research, I thought there's got to be something more to than just doodling. Like, what if you are setting an intention? And that's essentially what moodling is. It's mindful doodling. So you're doodling with intention. You're like, if you're thinking of an idea or something, you might just like Moodle on a page. Sometimes if you're stressed or anxious. So yeah, and I did a little bit of research and digging around, and I've actually found that moodling can help with like stress. It can help to calm your mind. It's really good for anxiety. It can actually apparently help to increase creativity. But the great thing that I was thinking could help with ADHD is that it can actually help you focus. And if you think about it, the act of actually doodling on the paper, but being mindful about it, being mindful is about being in the present, becoming more self-aware. So that actually makes sense. So it could be, if you have ADHD, that if you start to practice more mindful doodling, aka moodling, it could help possibly with helping you to focus. And so I thought they were actually really interesting facts. So I guess who can moodle? Well, anyone can doodle. You really, you don't need to be artistic. It's really about just grabbing like a pen, a pencil, something in your hand and setting yourself some time and space, whether you have your music on or not, but the intention there is to just let the pen or the pencil flow on the paper as you're consciously thinking about something. So whereas doodling is more of the unconscious thinking, like what I was saying before, if you're listening to a lecture, or especially if it's boring, or you're on the phone, and you scribble a lot. So I thought it was really interesting to find out about the fact that if you add more to doodling and it becomes more of an intention, that you're more mindful, that it has these benefits. And yeah, there has been some studies done, which I always find really good. I always like to dig up on the research. So anyway, let me know. Have you tried moodling? Are you a doodler, especially when you're on the phone or you're chatting to someone? When do you doodle? Do you like colouring in? Are you more into the moodling, so you're more about the mindful intention of doodling? Do you like just art and creativity in general? Yeah. Oh, I've got an example here. Like my son, my 11-year-old, did that, and I just said, let's just do some drawing and let's just see what happens. Where our mind takes us, and he drew the circle using a plate, and then he did the lines, and then he coloured in the lines, and I didn't tell him like to do the lines or the colours. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my gosh, I used to do this when I was a kid. I remember like the graph paper that you would get, like the 1 by 1 centimetre, not grid paper, sorry, not graph paper. And I remember I used to draw like lines lines and diagonals, and then I used to colour in like the individual shapes, and essentially like that's what I used to do. So it got me thinking, like the fact that being autistic and we're interested in patterns and things like this, and I think like honestly I can look back and think, well, yeah, I was interested in colours, lines, shapes, patterns. So yeah, anyway, there you go. Do your Moodle. So drop a comment below, give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I'd love to hear your feedback.